Jimin went alone. Jungkook was busy by himself? Fans began to suspect that there was a distance. The warmth and closeness between BTS's Jimin and Jungkook has always been a fun topic for ARMY. Both are known to support each other, encourage each other, even in difficult moments. However, the last few days, there have been very pronounced changes in the atmosphere. Jimin's sudden departure for a private getaway in Jungkook's absence, plus Jungkook's busy and reclusive attitude, began to cause sharp questions from fans. Are the two at a distance? It all started when Korean media reported that Jimin was seen at the international airport alone, without staff, without members, and without an official announcement from HYB. He appeared to be dressed in dark clothes, walking fast, and reluctant to greet fans who he usually greeted warmly. Scattered photos showed Jimin entering the international terminal without saying a word. Meanwhile, at about the same time, Jungkook was busy in HYBE's studio. In a short video uploaded by in-house music producer HYB, Jungkook seemed to spend the night putting together a demo of a new song alone, without collaboration. There is no indication that he knew or was involved in Jimin's disappearance. Fan reactions began to emerge. In the past, if Jimin left, Jungkook would have come along or at least sent something to Weverse. Now, shut up, one soldier wrote. There is a wall that cannot be seen. They look close in front of the camera, but in reality. Add another. More surprisingly, in his latest live stream, Jungkook mentioned that he is in a silent and focused phase. I haven't interacted much with other members lately. He also said that sometimes one has to learn to calm one's mind alone. The sentence was ambiguous enough, but for the ARMY, who always pay attention to their gestures and word choices, the statement could have led to the situation with Jimin. Speculation grew wild when some fans discovered that in BTS' last rehearsal video, Jimin was absent and Jungkook appeared unfocused. Some parts of the choreography look like they have lost their balance, as if there is a restrained emotional dynamic. One section shows Jungkook pausing in a corner of the room, staring at the floor, before returning to continue training. HYB herself has not given any statement regarding this news. However, the agency's silence only increased public speculation. Many felt that there was broken communication behind the scenes between the two members who were previously so close. One of the things that attracted attention was the upload of a story from Jimin's personal stylist that only showed a cloudy sky with a caption. Something has changed, but not everyone knows. It didn't take long. The ARMY attributed this to Jimin's emotional state. Young could be facing pressure that he doesn't share with anyone, not even Jungkook. Meanwhile, Jungkook also posted lyrics of songs themed emotional distance and hope to reconnect on his personal account. No further explanation, just pieces of words that cause a question mark. Is this an expression of a broken relationship? Amid the curiosity and anxiety surrounding ARMY, speculation about Jimin and Jungkook's relationship continues to grow. Some fans began trying to parse clues from social media, photos, to indirect interactions between the two. Unexpectedly, one small clue begins to spark hope. A CCTV recording from the parking area of the HYB building shows two figures wearing hoodies and thick masks, and many believe it was Jimin and Jungkook. In a less than 1 minute recording that went viral in the Korean fan community, two men were seen entering the building separately, but only a few seconds apart. One wears a white hoodie and white sneakers similar to the ones Jimin has worn in previous vlogs, while another wore a baggy black jacket and a gray beanie, Jungkook's signature style, when looking to avoid attention. Speculation immediately mounted. Is this a secret meeting at night? Are they secretly trying to get things done away from the spotlight? A HYB staff member who declined to be named even leaked to one of the media that the two BTS members had been in the recording studio together. But it is not known whether they are working on a project or just talking in private. They come and go without much interaction with others. It seems that their mood is quite heavy, the staff said. What's even more interesting, after that moment, Jungkook uploaded an unusual Instagram story, a short video of the night sky with the caption, "Sometimes it rains, but it's not the end of the season." ARMY immediately connected it with a cloudy moment previously uploaded by stylist Jimin. Are the two expressing their feelings through symbols and metaphors that only they and quite observant fans can understand? The next day, Jimin was seen returning to his apartment with a calmer expression. Although he did not greet the waiting reporters, he had time to glance at the camera and nod a little, a simple gesture that is precisely interpreted as a form of subtle recognition that everything will be fine. On the other hand, RM and Taeyong discussed the importance of personal space and individual growth in a long-term relationship. Although not naming names, the army suspects that this is a veiled comment on Jimin and Jungkook's dynamic. RM said, "Sometimes we have to leave for a while so that when we come back, we can appreciate each other more deeply." The statement adds to the belief that despite the distance created temporarily, nothing really ends. Army is now constantly monitoring every movement, hoping for confirmation or a warm moment like it used to be, supporting each other, staring at each other on stage, or even just one small comment indicating that everything is fine. But one thing that hasn't changed is their love for each other, regardless of what's going on behind the scenes. The question now is, will Jimin and Jungkook perform together in BTS's next schedule? Will there be an official statement from HYB? Or will everything remain a mystery that can only be solved by pieces of clue from behind the scenes? Time will tell. But for ARMY, hope remains that two hearts that once encouraged each other, you can find a way to get back together. If so far Jungkook is a figure who is always on Jimin's side in various situations, now his position looks more passive. No uploads, no support messages as usual, no small code that usually makes the ARMY smile. Everything feels flat. To date, there is no confirmation that the two are indeed at odds. It could be just a reflective moment when they both need space to grow as individuals. However, one thing is certain, the ARMY has felt a difference and they are not standing still. When a BTS member like Jimin decides to be alone and take a break from the group spotlight, naturally, the ARMY began to wonder, is this a sign of a major change or just a phase for personal healing? On the other hand, Jungkook's seemingly busy attitude towards his solo projects without much directly offending Jimin is also in the spotlight. However, the relationship between BTS members is known to be complex and deep, more than just co-workers. They're a family that grew together under tremendous pressure and love. Not all relationships are always in glorious times. There are times when a person needs to step away for a moment, not because he doesn't care, but precisely because he does. Many fans believe that Jimin and Jungkook, although they may be in different phases emotionally or professionally, it is still connected by strong bonds that have been formed for more than a decade. HYB has so far opted for silence. They did not refute or confirm anything, allowing a wild narrative to spread among fans. Maybe this is part of the strategy, or maybe they are waiting for the right time to explain everything. But one thing is certain, ARMY is here, with all its curiosity, love, and hope. Either Jimin and Jungkook are moving away to improve themselves, or just keep your distance in order to understand more deeply the meaning of their togetherness. Fans will always be ready to welcome them back whenever they choose to appear, together or apart. Because in the end, the beloved is not only their stage, but their hearts are full of wounds, strength, and honesty. And maybe, behind all this, they just need time.